So, mindfulness gets thrown around all the time in so many different areas. And I think many people truly don't understand what it means. Simply put, it's just the mental state of being fully present and engaged in the present moment without judgment or attachment to our thoughts, our feelings, or sensations. It involves being more intentional and directing our attention to right now, the present moment, including our thoughts, emotions, sensations, surrounding environment. Why the heck do we care? Why is this important? How often are we running constantly during the day from activities to errands and other responsibilities? We're constantly multitasking. Our minds are already thinking about the next thing we need to do even before completing the current one. We're eating meals in the car or while we're working on the computer or we're sending texts and emails on our phones. We are never actually present in the moment. And this is hurting our bodies. They are in a constant state of go, go, go. It's causing our cortisol levels, those fight or flight hormones, to rise because we're in that constant state of low level or sometimes maybe higher level anxiety. This increases inflammation in our body, increasing our risk of illness and making fat loss much harder. How do we remedy this? We slow down. So there are three keys to being more mindful. First one is awareness. Pay attention to the present moment experiences, including our thoughts, your emotions, your bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment. The second is acceptance, acknowledging and accepting your thoughts and feelings without judgment or critiquing, which is so hard. We are constantly judging and criticizing ourselves for everything. It involves allowing experiences to just unfold as they are without trying to change or resist them. I know this is easier said than done. And lastly, non reactivity, cultivating that non reactive stance towards your thoughts and feelings instead of getting all caught up in our automatic reactions or our habitual patterns. Mindfulness just encourages us to respond to experiences with greater awareness and discernment. So, mindfulness practices like meditation, breathing exercises, and mindful movement, gratitude, and mindful eating are designed to cultivate these qualities of awareness, acceptance, and non reactivities. Over time, our regular mindfulness practice can lead us to reduce stress and anxiety, improve focus and concentration, and enhanced emotional well being. So let's chat about five different ways that we just went over of becoming more mindful. This first one we're going to talk about is digital detox. Which just involves taking regular breaks from our technology and our screen time. Our constant connectivity can lead us to distraction and overwhelm, making it difficult for us to really stay present in the moment. So, this digital detox is just about designating that tech free periods during the day to engage in activities that promote offline connection and just being present in that moment, right? So, by incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can cultivate greater mindfulness, leading to increased well-being, resilience, and fulfillment ultimately. So, I think, going to those, incorporating those tech free periods are one thing, but then also thinking about ways that you can spend time that is not tech involved. And that can be challenging because we're always on our, watching television or on our computers or on our phones. But, pull out your book, do some actual reading. I know that means we can't do it on the iPad or the Kindle, which a lot of people do that. Maybe you go outside and garden. Maybe pick up knitting or crocheting, doing puzzles, playing games with the family. All of these are ideas. So brainstorm some things that you enjoy that don't involve technology. The second one is mindful breathing. Deep, intentional breathing can help ground us in that present moment, reduce us stress, and really kind of help us to enhance our overall well being. Even just a few minutes of focused breathing each day can make a significant difference in helping us to get through stress, to help us to lower blood pressure, and just help us to relax our body. Sometimes we don't even realize we're carrying that tension until we actually take a moment to do some deep breathing. So, especially on those days when you are feeling stress and tension are high, stop even for 5 minutes after you eat your lunch, maybe mid afternoon, after a high stress meeting or a phone call. Close your eyes and focus on breathing in through your nose and blowing it out through your mouth. And there are loads of different apps that work on this that you can use, but it does not need to be difficult or complex. Even just taking a few minutes to maybe close your eyes, sit in a chair where you feel grounded, and just focus on taking some of those deep breaths. It does wonders for decreasing your stress and your cortisol levels. It can also just help to improve your overall outlook and prevent that high stress lifestyle from doing damage to your health. All right. The next activity I want to talk about is just that mindful movement, which promotes physical health, but also just encourages us to be more mindful by, emphasizing awareness of our body, of our breath, and the sensations in that present moment. If you guys have ever done anything like yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong, those are some examples. But it's really any kind of movement where you are just present in that moment. You are focusing on how you feel. You're focusing on taking some nice deep breaths. You can do mindful movement even just walking in your grass and listening to the trees move in the breeze, and just taking some deep breaths, focusing on the smells around you, like right now with the spring flowers, and just actually being present in that moment as you're moving your body. Next one is gratitude. We know that a regular gratitude practice can lead to increased levels of happiness and overall well being. It can help shift our focus from negative emotions to, negative emotions like envy, like resentment and regret, to positive ones like appreciation and contentment. These practices have been shown to lower stress levels by promoting just that more positive outlook on life. And when you focus on what you're thankful for, it becomes easier to cope with those challenges and setbacks. It can also help strengthen relationships by fostering feelings of closeness and connection. When you acknowledge and appreciate the people in your life, it can really deepen the bonds with them and create a more supportive social network. It can also encourage a healthier self image by shifting attention away from those deficiencies that we perceive towards the abundance of the positive aspects in one's life. So, thinking about and focusing on the things that you like about yourself, or the things that you are happy about in your life, versus always focusing on the thing, critiquing your body and critiquing everything that's wrong in your life. They've also shown that gratitude practices are associated with better physical health outcomes, including improved sleep quality, decreased symptoms of illness, and even a stronger immune system. It can help build resilience by cultivating a more optimistic, positive mindset. And when faced with adversity, people who do regular gratitude practices are often better equipped to find meaning and perspective in difficult situations. It can just help to combat those negative thinking patterns, like when we're focusing on being pessimistic, when um, we're ruminating on things, not moving on. It can lead to improved mental resilience and a greater ability to bounce back from those setbacks. So overall, incorporating these gratitude into your daily life, like ways, for example, like keeping a gratitude in journal, expressing thanks to others, or simply taking a moment to reflect on what you're thankful for, can have profound and lasting benefits to our well-being. So one way is, we can keep a gratitude journal where you write down things you're thankful for. You focus on the positive things, which can really foster mindfulness and really shift our perspective towards greater appreciation and contentment. So another way would be just taking time to express gratitude to others. So writing thank you notes, sending appreciation emails or text, or just simply telling someone how much you appreciate them and what they mean to you. You can do mindfulness meditation, which basically just incorporates gratitude into some of those other practices we talked about. Gratitude walks are just like when I was talking about, going outside, paying attention to the beauty around you, noticing the sights, the sounds, the sensations, and just taking time to feel grateful for the world around you and the opportunities that you get. Gratitude rituals would be things like saying grace before meals, keeping a gratitude jar where the family members can write down things they're thankful for, or incorporating gratitude into bedtime routines with your children. Reflecting on challenges focuses on just, practicing finding the silver linings in difficult situations. So thinking about what you've learned or what you've grown from challenges in your life, and saying thank you to those opportunities that they've actually provided you for personal growth. Visual reminders are just cues that help to remind you to practice gratitude throughout your day, like, throwing sticky notes up with reminders to be grateful, places where you are going to see them, setting reminders on your phone, or using objects like gratitude stones or bracelets to kind of remind you to take just a second and to appreciate things. You can always grab a gratitude buddy or partner to share your appreciation with regularly. That could be friend or family or a coworker, who you can kind of exchange gratitude lists or reflections or thoughts. Focusing on the present moment, which I believe is just kind of mindfulness in a nutshell, but just practicing being present and mindful in the moment. So rather than dwelling on thinking about the past or what even happened, yesterday or an hour ago, and, don't think about, the future either. Don't think about focusing on things that are happening or coming up. Just focus on the present moment and just, cultivate gratitude for just those simple pleasures and experiences that you have in everyday life. And then lastly, you can use, there's lots and lots of apps out there, which I am attaching on this module. You can use it on your phone, you can use it on your iPad, but they're just help to cultivate gratitude. Lots of those out there. All right. And lastly, mindful eating. We touched on this in the last module. It's just more about paying attention to the actual act of eating. It encourages us to slow down, to actually chew slowly, to savor each bite, to think about the taste, the texture, and the smell of the food. I think it helps you to realize how often that we are just wolfing our food down and really, I mean, like you finish eating, you're like, wait a minute, did I even taste that? Like, what did I just eat? It's all just such a mindless act. And so often we also eat way more because we're eating very fast and we're not thinking about what we're eating. We're multitasking, doing other things, and we can tend to eat way more than we would eat if we were actually more mindful. We're slowing down, we're focusing on what we're eating, and we're actually listening to our bodies when it's telling us that it has had enough or that it's satisfied. So let's talk about 5 ways we can incorporate these things that we just discussed easily into our daily routine. So first of all, set one digital detox break during the day. Now, for me, I enjoy doing it before bed because I think this is also a very good bedtime routine. It helps us to sleep better. But maybe you say no electronics for an hour before bedtime. So, what do you do instead? Maybe you read a book to go to sleep. Maybe you take a nice warm bath. You have a cup of tea. You chat with your spouse or your children. You play a puzzle. I don't know, but um, other people, they might find that they need to take a break, in the middle of the day. Maybe you take it during, your lunch hour, something like that. Just time to kind of get away from that technology. Number 2, take a 5-minute breathing break after lunch or after your stressful calls or meetings. So just, Especially when you're feeling all that tension in your shoulders or up in your ears, I just want you to stop for a second and breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. It doesn't take much, right? And sit there and breathe for even 1 or 2 minutes is going to make a difference than none at all. Number 3, find ways to move that you enjoy and help you to actually be present in the moment. Number 4, I attached a 7-day gratitude challenge to this module, and I want you guys to all, print it off, or it's a PDF. You can do it on your computer too. It does not need to take long, but I need you to, whether it's in the morning, right after you wake up in the morning, or maybe it's at the end of the day, you're thinking back through the day and thinking of what you were thankful for, whenever you're going to be most inclined to do it, but set that time aside. And lastly, try to eat your meals at the table, no electronics, focus on chewing slowly and just thinking about what you're eating, enjoying the taste, the textures, and the smells of the food, and listening to your body when it tells you it's done. All right? You can do this. Have a great day.